Hi and welcome to Visual C++ Employee Database Management System. Now let me show you guys how this works. Here I have data grid view. I can reset every single component in there. There we go. And I can select print a receipt out. That's for my pay slip for any employee whose data I've selected. And I can print. Let's say I want to print that particular employee's details. See, that's that particular employee's details right there. Okay, I'm going to close that. That's Jerry Montana. Close that. Okay, one other thing that we can do is we can update this very data. In here we have up to Paul, and here we have Jerry Montana. One thing about this data is the reference number is randomly generated. Okay, so let's update this very one. Supposing we change the name. Let's change the name to Sally, and that is Sally Montana instead of Jerry Montana. So let's come down here. We have Jerry Montana. We can just update Sally Montana to replace Jerry Montana, and they accept that, and that's it. Jerry Montana has been updated by with the name Sally. And one other thing we can do is we can search. Let's assume we want to search. So it's either you click on this or you click on that. There we go. We have Tony there, and we can refresh to get back all our data. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take you guys straight into Visual C++ development environment, and we put one of these together. Let's do that now, guys. Hi and welcome to C++ tutorial of employee management system. I'm going to click on create new, and let's select C++ and click on next. Let's give our project today. I'm going to call it CPP employee, and let's click on create. Right, the development environment is ready. Let's go straight to the Solution Explorer. Select the name of your project and click on this very property there. Right, this dialog box pops up. Now let's go straight to the linker right here where we have configuration properties. Select linker, and underneath linker select system. Inside system here select subsystem, and let's click on window subsystem window there, and go back straight to the linker right here, and let's go to advanced. Right there, let's go to the entry point. In there, let's change that to main. Click on apply. But before then, let's verify something. Let's make sure configuration management or manager is telling me I should be having 64-bit there. I'm going to select yes, and here set it to 64-bit as well, and make sure it's in debug. Okay, my system is 64-bit. Close that and click on apply. Click on OK. Let's come back in here. The name of my project, right click on it. Let's select add new item. Click on new item. Right here inside this very dialog box, make sure Visual C++ is selected. Select UI, or you can select CLR. They're both the same. They'll give you the form that you need. That's the form I need in there. Make sure the name of the form is there, or you can use the default name. My form, that's the default name, and I'm going to stick with that. Click on add, and there we go. That's how my project looks right now. Okay, to create the form, so I'm going to have to double click on this myform.cpp, and I'll have to enter some lines of code in here. But the good news is I have those lines of code inside the forum here. I'll go straight to the forum, copy the lines of code, and here are the process that I've followed so far to create the form. Okay, I will include these on the description area of my program. So the codes are copied. So let's come straight here and just paste the code in there. Now the next thing is, you see this error. To be able to take care of the error, I have to change the name I have to include the name of my program in there. So the program is called CPP employee. There we go. The error should disappear now. There we go. The error is gone. So I can now run this program, although I will see the form, but I won't be able to see the form here. The only way I can see the form is to actually close the system, to sort of like refresh it and reopen it. But for now, let's run it so that you guys see the form. Alright, there, that's the form, guys. But we won't be able to do anything because the form is not on my Solution Explorer yet. That's the Solution Explorer there. The form is not there. So the only way I can get the form is to close this and reopen it again. Make sure it's saved. So let's close. There, the form is now ready here, or the program is ready in there. So the program is open now. Let's go straight to the Solution Explorer here. Click on the Solution Explorer, and right there is the form. Double click on the form and we should be able to see the form. There we go. That's the form. Go back to the Solution Explorer. I'm going to select or right click on reference right here. Right click on reference and let's select add reference. So what we want to add now is MySql. So I might as well just search for it there. So I'm going to just type in MySql. There we go. Now searching for MySql. Make sure assembler is selected. So let's do that again. And select MySql. There it is. That's MySql.data in there. Click on this check button so that the SQL will be added onto our Solution Explorer, and click on OK. There we go. That is it right there on my Solution Explorer. Select the form now. Come straight to the properties. Let's change the size of the form to 1386 by 788. Press enter. Now double click on the form and let's go up there and import as follows. What we want to import right now is going to be, let's call it, using namespace MySql. There we go. Column data, column MySql client. There. And I have my SQL imported. Now the next thing I'm going to do is right underneath here, okay, right underneath my form here, I'm going to go enter the following. The following constructor. So that's going to be MySql connect. There we go. MySql connect. Let's give that a name. MySql that's going to be the name, equals get equals cgc new, and the new object is going to be MySql space, paste that in there, enter parenthesis. There I have my first constructor. So the next one, I'm going to just copy that and just paste it around. The next one is going to be command. Let's change this to command. There we go, and change the object name, and right here get the command and paste it in here. So that is my second constructor taken care of. The third one, let's make that my adapter. So SQL data, there, just copy this, paste it here, and change the name of this. I'm going to change that to SQL DT uppercase A. Alright, so that is taken care of. The next one is, let's create another one. This is going to be form of an object. That's going to be a table, data table. This very data table, I am now going to just call it SQL DT, just an ordinary T, equals gets of GC new data table. There we go. Now I have all my constructors in place. Okay, before I go any further, I think I should just create MySql data reader as well. So I'm going to just maybe just grab this one and just add a data reader here underneath here, and let's change this to reader. And this one is going to be SQL RD. There. Now that I have all my constructors in place, before I connect this, let's do one thing very important. Let's come in here. That's my data in there. As you can see, it's all empty. Okay, right now let's come straight to the toolbox here, and let's select panel. Is that there? We're gonna need a couple of those panels, and let's change the size of this. Let's come straight to the properties and change the border style. I'm going to make that fixed 3D. Okay, and I also need one here and one tiny little one here. So let's reduce the size of this. So about that, bring it up. And this one, let's increase the size. Okay, the next thing I want to do now is to add labels and text box. Or first thing first, let's get another panel here in the middle, right there, and one more on this side, and let's just change that to fix 3D as well. Right. We're gonna need a couple of more panels though. One here, and one here. Copy, paste. Okay, those are all my panels in place. So what I'm going to do before I go any further, I'm just going to change the back color itself to, let's change that to about maybe silver. There we go. Right. Alright, this is how the interface looks now. So let's get some labels, and I'm also going to add text box. Come right down here, grab, and just draw it that much. Okay, copy that, and one more here. Right, now all my labels in place. Let's just move it up a little bit. Okay, this is one taken care of. Alright, I need some other labels here. Go drag, drop, and here as well. I need about 4 here as well. I think I'm going to have to move these down. Then move it down. Right. And one label up here, and one text box here. Okay, drag this down as well. Right. I need a couple of text box here. One here, one, and one. Then maybe with this one we have to rearrange this. I may have to speed this up, because all I'm doing is just designing how I want the interface to look like. Alright, that's looking good. Drag, drop. And we need about 2 here. Okay. And here we need 1 here. Reduce the size of this, and let's grab the button here. 1 combo box here. No. 1 rich text box right here. And just copy that button and need some buttons here underneath here. Button. Let's readjust that. data grid view here. Data grid view. Right. That's my interface now ready. So all I just need to do is just to make it look a little bit more presentable. That's what I'm going to do now. Okay, so if I run it, let's run it and you see how it looks like. It might look a bit horrible, but we can always modify that. Okay, that is how it looks like for now. So let's just smoothen things up and make it look a bit presentable. Okay guys, that's how my database looks like now. So if I run it, let's see how it all looks like properly. Yeah, that's my database now. None of these buttons do nothing, so let's put some codes together. So I'm going to end that. Let's go back straight into the coding area. Okay, right here, if you guys can still recall, I declared my constructors up here. So what I want to do now is let's see, I'm now going to enter those lines of codes here. Just notice my data reader is not here anymore. So what happened? Let's see. It's not there. So I'm just going to enter my data reader back in there. I'm going to copy these again. And let's just enter my data reader here. So let's call it data reader. So let's change this to howdy. Okay, I do need this constructor. That's why I have to enter it in there. Let's get rid of this. It's not a constructor. Let's just like a variable. Yeah, that's it. That's the data reader. So I'm going to save that. So I'm going to go right down here, right underneath here where we have the pragma itself. The first thing I want to do here is I will enter the following comment line. This comment line, that's where we have my function. There we go. So both comment line, I can just indent it that much. And this will be start function. And the next one is going to be end function. There we go. Now right in here, the next thing I want to do is I'm going to put together the following. So the first thing, this is going to be my function, the very first function. Okay, my very first function, let me just, I'm going to copy this to make things, to speed up things. Paste that in there. The very first function is going to be known as employee. It's a connector. Press enter, enter parentheses. That's my very first function. And this function, I'm going to call my SQL connector connection string. And this connection string we have as follows: data source. The data source is going to be my host, local host. Enter semicolon. Followed by the port. The port is equals 3306. Enter semicolon. The next one is going to be username. And my username is going to be root. Enter semicolon. So let's enter password. The password in this case, I'm just going to call that K. Okay, that's the password that I made up. Now the next thing is the data source, or database, actually, not the data source, database. And what are we calling our database? The database is called employee DB. The database that I showed to you guys earlier, that is it right there, employee DB. So minimize that. There, let's enter semicolon. I've just called all my, or connect my database. Then the next thing is to get the database functioning. I need to open up my connector here. So come right here, paste that, and just say open. There. Now we also need to call the command. For the command, was meant to be semicolon. For the command, let's come in a command. And the command is going to be equals connect, and what we not want you to connect will be That will be connection. And what I want it to connect to is going to be the SQL connector, or connect this very one. Enter semicolon. Now let's grab the connect the command. In the case of this command, and I want it to, let's say command text. With the command text, that is going to be equals, let's use SQL statement here. SQL statement, select all from employee DB, and what else? We now want the system to read it. SQL read equals command execute reader. There we go. And enter semicolon in there. Now that the reader is executed, let's say SQL data table. We want it to load up as follows. Load, that will be SQL reader. Load up the reader itself. Enter semicolon. The next thing is we now want to close up. Let's close the reader. Close. And we also need to close. We also need to close the connect. Copy that, paste that in here, and close that as well. What else? Now we need our data grid view so that we can pass the data in here straight into the data grid view. So we're going to enter data grid view 1, this very one, dash data source, Santana is there, and data source equals SQL DT, data table, and that. There we go. Okay, all that is left for us to do now is I'm going to copy this and just get it initialized. And I will now go straight up there where my initialized session is. And right here, somewhere there. Yeah, and just paste it in there. Right, with a semicolon. And that's that taken care of. So all we need to do now is just to give our project a, let's run it and see. Now click on that run again. Yeah. And there we go, guys. That's looking good. The data on that very employee DB, that is it right there. Look at the names: Tony, Jerry, Tony, Santana, Paul. So if we come down here, Tony, Jerry, Tony, Santana, I think there should be Paul here then. There's Paul there. Okay, that is good. Now let's take care of exit and reset. Then we can come to the fresh and so on. So let's come right here, back in here, and double click on the, so come right here, let's come in straight to the, yeah, there we go, reset. Double click on reset, and right here I'm going to enter TXE basic salary dash text equals, there we go. And let's just speed up the whole process. That's how I'm going to reset it all. There we go. So I've just reset every single component I have on the system. It's a lot of components. So have a good look at it. So I'm going to move it so that you guys can see the rest. There we go. Now let's go back in there. Alright, let's scroll down, grab the exit. Double click on the exit. Okay, right underneath here, let's enter exit. So let's start by calling system column, that will be Windows, column forms, column dialog results, and the name of my variable is going to be known as iExit. Enter semicolon. So let's say I exit equals as follows. Let's say message box column show, and what I want you to show is confirm if you want to exit. There, that's my very first argument, comma. Let's enter the second argument. That is going to be the name of the project. Just call it employee system. Enter another argument. This other argument is going to be message box buttons. The message box button, column yes, no. Alright, I'm going to enter another argument. Let's come down here and say message box icon, column. That will be question. That is fine. And right here, just enter semicolon. Now let's use an if statement to validate the selection made by the end user. If, let's put that in a bracket. I exit equals system. Let's copy all of this. Copy, paste it right here, and let's get rid of this one and just say equals. That will be the equals will be column yes. Close the bracket. Now enter curly braces. That means application. So if the selection made column, if the selection made is yes, then application.exit. There, that is, or those are the lines of code for my exit taken care of. Now let's go back. Okay, the next thing I want to do now is to take care of this. I've taken care of 1, 2. Let me take care of this refresh. Double click on that very refresh itself, and maybe I should just create a function for this refresh. Let's go back up here and look for my function area. There we go. This is my function area. I'm just going to copy this and change the name around. Come right down here. This is my first function. So maybe, so I can just say function number 1 in there. Okay. So I'm going to create a second function now. I might have about 3 there. So paste that in here. That's the second function. Change this to function number 2, and the name, I have to change that name to maybe something to do with refresh. Let's say database. Let's just call out DB, refresh DB, and for refresh DB, okay, I have refresh DB there. So what I'm going to do with the refresh DB is I'm going to copy all of these, copy it up to here. Maybe up to here, up to there, and I'm going to now just paste that right in here. Okay, let's come right down here so that you guys can see it. Right, now let's do this. So the first thing I want to do now is I'm going to declare a string variable. This very string variable, I'll just call that ID, and string variable, we can get the details of that inside my LBL reference dash text. Now I'm going to use MySql data adapter, and I'm just going to call that exactly the same name as SQL data A, uppercase. Get rid of this. That should be that. Alright, so equals, that will be gc name there, and in there what I want to enter the SQL statement is going to be select all from that's select all from employee DB and get connected as well there, and let's enter semicolon here, random things. Okay, that is taken care of. Now let's say data table. Okay, let's get my data table in as well. Data table. I'm gonna call it exactly the same name. Let's say data table SQL DT equals new, that's GC new data table column there, and this very data adapter, we want that to fill SQL DT column, and that is going to be data gray view. Let's put this one in there, data gray view, and this data gray view will get all this detail from data adapter. That is my refresh taken care of. Now I need to call this refresh. I'm going to call it straight inside my, let's call it here. So come right here to refresh, double click on refresh and just paste that in here. There. I'm still going to use this very refresh. I will use it in delete and update as well there. So let's run the whole system and see how that looks like for now. Okay, I just run it and we have an error. I think the error is going to be here, right here, because I copied this and I also copied the open. So let me get rid of this. Get rid of that. And let's run it one more time. And that is it, guys. So let's try it out. You see the error is gone now. So these three buttons are fine. So we enter whatever in here and refresh. And this works as well. That's working. Exit works. Good. So we need to take care of the following. Alright, so these are working. So with that, I'm just going to call it the end of the first part of this tutorial, and I'll see you guys shortly.